All right. Good afternoon. Good morning, depending on where you are. This is Ben Barrick here with Harv, talking about one of my favorite subjects for me personally, and it should be for most small businesses getting more five-star reviews and how to own your market by doing that. Today, we're going to talk about three really quick things. I'm going to try to keep this really short and sweet today. I know it's Friday, it's almost the holidays. People are in and out of the office, people don't have a lot of time. You want to go Christmas shopping still. I still got to do all those things too. So we'll try to keep this under like 10 or 15 minutes here for you guys. Um, Three really quick things we're going to talk about today: why reviews are so important, especially in 2024, going on 2025, how those drive business for local businesses. Number two, how to actually get those reviews. Once you know that reviews are really important, then how do you actually go about doing that? There's a couple different methodologies. We'll touch on each one of them here. We'll find out which one's best for you. And then number three, kind of an action plan for you to take from this meeting, this webinar here, take back to your office, start implementing stuff so you hit the ground running, start in 2025, getting five-star reviews consistently, helping that grow your business day over day, year over year, and tracking more customers and getting that positive reputation around your community, around your town, to really dominate and own your market, to grow, especially from like a small business to a medium-sized business, or a medium-sized business to a huge business. No matter what size business you are, reviews online really, really matter. Let's talk about why that is. Let me shrink my screen here a little bit so you can see this here a little bit better. There, cool. I'm small here in the corner. People buy from who they trust. They don't buy from just anyone anymore. We don't all live in Mayberry anymore, where you might know your local handyman. Like, people have to look online and to figure out who's the most trustworthy person to buy from. 91% of homeowners, 91% of customers check online reviews even before they call you. Before they call you, before they call a competitor, they are shopping around. They want to hear feedback from other customers, and really understand, hey, these are the type of people I want to work with. No matter what the price is, like, it doesn't matter at that point. This is, hey, do I trust this person to come to my house, do the work I'm hiring them to do? Can I trust them to leave a clean site? Can I expect them to do good work, fair payment? Any negative reviews on there? People are checking that stuff out all the time. 91% of people do that before they even contact you. I love this little image down here. I imagine this is like basically me here, falling down. All these people look like they would enjoy me here. If this was me, it's not. But they're not going to let me fall here. That's kind of the way, the same mentality people have when they go shopping for things, especially if their home, their biggest investment of their entire life. Let's talk about like where reviews pop up the most and where people are doing the most, basically shopping for reviews. Online, predominantly, it's Google. That is 91.5% of the market share worldwide. It's pretty equivalent in the United States as well, is where people go to search for things. When I take out my phone, I want to look something up, I typically go to Google. 9 out of 10 people do go to Google. There are some other things in here too, which is this graph does not share very well here. This is provided by SEMrush. I think this is from earlier this year. So this is probably 2023 and 2024 combined. Other places people look, they're going to look on Facebook. They're going to look on local communities and groups that might be like on Facebook or Meta. They're going to look on Instagram. They're going to look on TikTok these days. But still, the predominant one where people, when they need a home service project, they're going to Google first. Consider this like the yellow pages of the 1990s. Google is now the yellow pages, obviously, of the 2020s. And how does Google actually rank you? When you think about Google rankings, where you appear on search engines, where you appear on the local business portion, the map portion of Google pages, those all come down to a few different factors. Number one being relevance. If I type in, hey, I want to get my roof done, a pizza place is not going to pop up. Like, Google's pretty smart. They're going to show me all the roofing companies around town here. They also consider distance. So when you're setting up your Google My Business, you will make sure you're accurate about how you set your distance, your service area. Obviously, I'm here around Indianapolis. I don't care about hiring a roofer in Cincinnati or Louisville. Like I want somebody local. Um, and so that all obviously is going to determine which ranking there is. But then it's prominence. And this is a big factor. Once you get rid of relevance, once you get rid of distance, you narrowed it down to, hey, there's 50 roofing companies, or there's 50 restoration companies, or kitchen and bath companies, whatever service you might do in town or in my area. How do I, as a homeowner, see these, and where do you, as a company, rank according to Google? It comes down to prominence. So they say a couple things in here. This is straight from Google's website about how they rank things. And the highlighted part here is very, very important. Obviously, if you're a well-known brand, if you're a museum, if you're a landmark, if you're a Statue of Liberty, you don't need 5-star reviews. You're going to pop up anywhere. But if you are a local business, what drives it the most, according to Google here, is review count, review score factor in a local search engine. Like they highlight this. They say this like 3 or 4 different times on their website, that this is the most critical factor, along with like SEO, but like the most critical factor about how you rank. All other things being equal, relevance, distance, service type, Google ranking is going to be determined by your Google review. That is why it's so important to capture Google reviews every single time you're at a job site. We're talking about how to mitigate some negative reviews, how to get more 5-star reviews, how to get those more often. But pause for a second. I walked through here really quickly. Why do you want to get reviews? You're on this webinar already. You're already watching this. So you probably have a reason why you want to get reviews. It's very important. It shows your community. It shows homeowners that you're someone they can trust and someone that they can call to come out and do the work for them. But why it's important for Google, again, that's where most people search. That's where most people go shopping to find local businesses to determine who to hire. And how does Google determine who to show you first? Because I don't scroll that down through multiple pages. I look at like the top 3 results, and that's who I'm basically choosing from. That's the way most people choose to. How do they determine that factor? A lot of that comes down to Google reviews. So if you're a 1-star review, if you have a lot of 1-star reviews, you're ranking way lower than someone that has 200 5-star reviews. That's why it's so critically important. Let's dive into how to actually capture those and different ways of capturing those. Actually, real fast, before we do that, I forgot this page was in here. I put this in the last minute here. What does a 5-star review actually mean for your business? According to a lot of studies, and this one I highlighted here specifically, every 10th of a star increase can increase your conversion rate by 4.4%, which means you're wasting less time running down leads. You're getting more qualified buyers to the door. If you are a 5-star business on Google or online, more people are calling you ready to buy from you, and they're not shopping around anymore. This is a huge cost-saving opportunity for you and your business. It saves your sales team a lot of time. It saves your installer team a lot of time. It's a profit thing for you. So let me rewind back here. Let's now talk about how to actually do it. 3 different methodologies a lot of people use. I think it really depends on how you run your business, what's best for you. But we'll give you the pros and cons of each one and let you kind of decide, hey, this is how we're going to implement this. This is how we're going to get more 5-star reviews starting January 1st, 2025. Or what's the day? December 20th? I don't know what day it is yet. Santa's will be here soon. I know that. I got some wrapping to do. But if we want to start December 20th, this is how we're going to do it. My favorite way, I might be a little old school. I might be a little Midwestern boys here still, but my favorite way is, hey, simply ask your homeowner for a review. If you're on the job site with a homeowner, you are given a unique opportunity to do a couple different things. Number 1, you can ask for a review. Number 2, you can ask the quality of work and make sure there's nothing negative that they might say about you before you leave that house. So if you are, I think of it like this, the way I used to do it is I'd go with my customer, after we got done, installing something, we'd say, hey, folks, how's this look like? The project that we did here, let's pretend like I'm building a fence. Hey, How does this fence look? Is it up to your satisfaction? I'm really proud of this. Like, does everything look great? Yeah, everything looks great. Thanks for cleaning up everything. It looks beautiful, exactly what we had in mind. That is awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. Hey, really quickly, we'll send you a text message. Let me know when you got that. They have their phone on, they're pull up their phone. Oh yeah, I got that text message. Cool. Could you do me a favor though? That's a link to our Google account. Could you leave a review on us for that? Like, we're a local business here. Those reviews mean a lot for us. Could you just go ahead and leave us a 5-star review here really quickly? Then I shut up usually and let them just go, yeah. They're not going to say no to your face. Let them click on that review, leave you a 5-star review right there. It's super easy to do. If you're on the site with them, this is super easy to do. If you have an installation team that maybe is not that much customer facing, they're there to install stuff, they don't really interact with the customer, probably not the route you want to go. But great thing about this is you get to ask your customer something straight ahead. Like, you get to come out in front of and get in front of any negative reaction they might have. So when you're asking, before you ask for a 5-star review, I want to make sure you're actually going to leave me a 5-star review and not a 2-star review, right? So if they say, hey, actually, not what I had in mind here, like, didn't turn out exactly right. Hey, can you fix this? This is really dirty over here. Cool. Before I send you a link to leave me a review, I'm going to go fix that. That way, when I fix it and come back to you, be like, cool, really sorry about that. We got really cleaned up here. This is looking great again. This up to your satisfaction. Everything, you're happy with everything. Yeah, Ben, hey, we're happy with everything. Everything looks great. Thanks so much for correcting those. Cool. At that point, now I can ask for a 5-star review. Some downside to this tactic is, number one, you have to be there in person with them as like you're cleaning stuff up, as you're finishing up the job. It might not be your crew's job. There might not be their role to actually interact with the customer. So that's always a downside. You do have to have that link readily available. Like, you have that saved on your phone. You have to be ready to go with it. And it does take more time. Like, you're going to spend a few more minutes with your homeowner, which not every business has that time to sit down with their homeowner for a couple minutes right at the end of a job, to sit down with them and talk through everything. Like, you might be at a different job site. You may be back at the office. Like, there's some pluses and minuses with it. It's one of my favorite tactics because you can get ahead of it, and you can also capture the review right there on the spot and basically confirm they actually sent it before you even leave your job site. Another really great way of doing it is when they pay. And Hearth does this really, really well. I love the way that we do it here at Hearth. Is upon invoice. So you're not always right in front of your customer when they are finishing up their job or when they're paying. A lot of people might send an invoice out to them. They might not be ready to leave you a 5-star review. That maybe the job's not completely finished yet. Come back out. Send somebody out to fix a couple things. Really great thing about this is, hey, before I send you this invoice, again, I can catch some negative reviews. I can get feedback from you before I ever send you this invoice, before I ever tell you, here's a 5-star review link. You can also get a lot more reviews this way and the previous way I just mentioned, because you're asking people directly to do something right there in front of them. So if you use Hearth, you're using like our payments feature, super easy to do. I send you over a payment link right there. You can tap to pay like right on your phone, save a couple bucks there too. A little plug there for my payment boys over in that department. But right on there's an actual, like, basically a screenshot here from the Hearth product here. There's a space on there that says leave a 5-star review right here. Like, we really appreciate your business. So when your homeowner, you're standing there with your homeowner, you're taking payment from them. Say, hey, I know you're super happy. As you're paying that invoice, that big green button down there, again, mean a whole lot to our business. We're a small business. We're locally owned. Like, we're trying to grow this business. We're trying to sustain this. Would you mind leaving us a 5-star review on Google real fast? It just mean a whole lot to us if you can do that for us. And then I typically shut up, let them decide yes or no right there in that moment. They're going to leave a 5-star review. Another cool thing about the Hearth product here, and when people pay it or leave a review as they're paying an invoice, is you can attach this on an email. So if you do send like this invoice, over email or text message, even if you're not there with them, they're still in big bold letters. You can see it there. They're still being prompted to leave you a 5-star review. So if it was me, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, I'm about to send you this invoice here. I know you said everything's happy. So glad to hear that. Go ahead, pay this. You can pay by credit card or ACH at your convenience. Also, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, at the very bottom of that, there's a big green button there that says leave a 5-star review. Would you mind clicking on that and leave me a 5-star review? Again, it means a whole lot to my business. It means a whole lot to my team here. Like, mention the installers if you're really happy with them. That'd be really great. Kind of downsides of this is much like anything, like there is a little bit of training. Like, you teach your team how to actually do this. But I think like that training typically takes like a half hour, 45 minutes. And most people probably catch on to it and never forget it ever again. But just like anything else, teams might forget to do it too. Like, it's very important to ask people for the review and give them an easy way to leave you that review. Whether you're texting them over a link directly or you're using Hearth to facilitate that for you, those are the two easiest ways to get a review. And you can get, like, literally, I've seen guys get started with Hearth specifically with like 10 reviews on Google. And within a year, they have like 45, 50, 60 reviews. And suddenly they're top ranked in their communities. Like, it's not that big of a lift to do. It's not that hard to do. Just to ask your customer, hey, here's an easy way to leave me a review. It means a lot to me. Get in the habit of doing that. Train your sales team how to do that. If you want to level this up a little bit more even, there's 2 other things you can do with this. Once you figure out, hey, my team's really comfortable asking for reviews, and we made it super easy for them by including it on our invoice or by just texting them over the link and they can leave it themselves. Another really cool thing is Google loves when they leave pictures of the project that you did. So Google reviews with pictures on them typically like have more weight to them than things that are just words. So what I would do is I got a couple pictures of the project here on my phone, that fence I installed. I have a couple pictures here on my phone, before and after. Hey, I'm also going to text you over these pictures. You can attach those to that review as well. Super cool thing to do. Now it's super easy for your homeowner not only to leave you a review, but also leave you a review with pictures, which Google loves, which boosts your rating. On top of that, when you're having this conversation here as well, and we'll talk a little bit more about this here in just a moment, this is a great opportunity when you're asking for a review and someone is so happy right there on the spot, they're going to leave you a 5-star review. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, do you also have any other friends or family that you might know could use Ben's fencing service or whatever your company name might be? Ask for a referral at the exact same time. Like, this is how you grow your business organically. This is how you own like all the business within an entire neighborhood. When you ask these things really politely, you make it really easy for them to say yes to you. Homeowners are more likely to kind of spill the beans for you. People love helping small businesses, love helping local businesses, but you have to do most of that work for them because people are busy. They're not going to go out of their way to do things on your behalf if they don't even know you even want it, or they don't even know it exists, or that you need it. So you have to make it easy for them. This way that's on the screen right now, this is super easy to do. Like, this is probably the easiest way you possibly could do it. The one on the screen previously, a little more work. You have to like have the link saved, text it to them, make sure that link still works every once in a while. But super, super easy to do that way as well. Another really easy way of doing it, not always my favorite way, but a lot of people do it this way. Great time saver is automate that. So if you have, whether you use a CRM or you have like some kind of plugin or third party, there's a lot of programs out there that will like basically automate reviews for you. People love doing this. People have love doing this. I want to say like 2018, 2019, this really got really popular because you don't have to make the ask. It automatically does it for you. You're never going to forget a homeowner. No one's ever going to forget to ask because it's a program in the background. It's basically running the entire time. It pings the homeowner through email or through text message. Hey, leave me a review. So it's easy to do. There's no more forgetting. Downside of this is I took a screenshot here. This is actually something I bought, for Christmas this year, for one of my kids. Amazon here, every time I buy something, and I've bought a lot in the past month here, they ask for a review every single time I buy something. I had to go digging in my junk folder just to find the screenshot to share on this webinar today, because most people, when they see these kind of things, they ignore them. It's a lot easier to ignore something like this, an automation like this, than it is to ignore a person right in front of you or someone that's asking you for something. So you're gonna get a lot less engagement. Yeah, a lot of companies capture a lot of reviews, 10, 20 reviews throughout their entire year by doing automation like this. But that same company is probably only getting a couple percentage points of actual homeowners clicking on that link and leaving a review. It also does not give you the ability to catch bad reviews. So while this might be a great time saver, it's not always like in real life. It doesn't always have the net benefit you would like it to have. And I would much rather make sure I'm capturing or make sure I'm getting in front of any bad review. And by engaging with my homeowner face to face or over the phone, than just automating that off, basically offshoring it to somebody and leaving it out there for the university side. Hey, is this homeowner going to leave me a good review or a bad review? And I'll deal with it on the back end. So 3 different ways of getting reviews. Number 1, just doing it manually. Here, folks, here's a link to my Google page. You can go right here. Number 2, including on your invoice, the way that Hearth does it. Super easy to do. Gets it right on front of your customer at the time of payment, at the time of completion of the job. Make sure they're happy first. Collect those reviews from them. And then also you have the ability to automate things. A lot of programs out there allow you to automate things. Those are like the 3 main ways people are trying to capture reviews now. Obviously, you probably already can tell what my favorites are. But I think it works differently for each different business. You have to decide what's best for you. And what's best, what your goal is with it. My goal, if I was a business, is capture as many 5-star reviews as possible. So whatever that means, I showed you all the charts. I showed you all the graphs earlier about how important reviews are, how that boosts your Google rankings, how it can save you a lot of profit, how it can make you a lot more profit, how it can improve your margins. Like, I want 5-star reviews. That's all I want. I want them every single time. I want them from every single job, not like the 10% here that you might get with an automation, even though these work really, really well too. I won't like downplay them. Like, they work really, really well, but I think there's better ways to do it, in my opinion. So kind of the action plan here. Now what? Gave you a lot of information here. I talked very quickly. I went over that 10 or 15 minutes I told you I was going to. Sorry about that. It tends to happen. But now it's on you. It's time to create a review strategy that your team can do easily. It's all about creating convenient experience for your homeowners, but you also have to create something convenient and easy for your team to actually facilitate this. Because if you're a business owner and you have salespeople out there or you have installers, they're probably the ones that are going to be facilitating you getting reviews. If you want them to do it properly, you've got to give them an easy way to do it, whether you mandate it or whether you make it optional, but it's got to be easy for the homeowner. It's got to be easy for your team. A lot of people, I love this idea, like consider holding a contest. Hey, whoever gets the most 5-star reviews this month gets a cash prize, gets a free dinner, gets whatever. Really incentivize people to go out there, especially sales guys. Like, salespeople love contests. If it's a $5 gift card, they're going to fight blood, spit, and tears over like who gets that $5 gift card. People like that love that kind of motivation. So really great to like motivate your team. Maybe consider doing a contest internally that who can capture the most 5-star reviews. Another thing Google really likes is, as you create that strategy, is to monitor those reviews and respond to them. So if someone leaves you a review, you need to get on Google or any other website for that matter, and actually leave a response to it. Thank them for their business. Clarify anything they might have missaid. Like, engage with it. The more engagement you get there, that also improves your ranking on Google. Actually, like, powers those reviews going forward. And then I talked about this briefly here. Once you figure this out, once you figure out the review process, you're actually capturing these on a regular basis, you're starting to see the growth. Phones ringing more often. Then it's time to start thinking about, cool, we're catching people's positive sentiment. We're capturing 5-star reviews. Now, how do we translate that not into business a month from now, not 2 months from now, but next week? And that's typically going to be done through like referrals. So once you capture that review, which is evergreen, that lives forever. That's the first thing I want to collect from my homeowner. The second thing I want to collect is, Do you have any friends, family, uh, church members, you know, school board members, anybody, community groups? Do you know anyone else that could benefit from me going out there and providing my service for them? Like, tell me if you know anyone. Um, Maybe you have some sort of kickback for them, maybe you don't, but that's the time to start thinking about those referrals. Maybe I'm leading you here a little bit. We'll probably talk about it here in a future webinar, so stay tuned there. Um, a lot of stuff we covered here. Really appreciate everyone's time. Feel free to reach out to me directly. This is my direct phone number, my email address. Call, text, email me if you have any questions. If you want to talk about your review strategy, if you want to get better about capturing reviews, if you want to kind of train your sales team. I've worked with thousands of contractors and companies across the country over the last several years. I've seen the good, bad, the ugly of it. I'll try to steer you away from the bad and the ugly, try to direct you towards the good of it. But feel free to reach out to me. Let me know however I or anyone on my team can help you. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Please have a happy and safe holiday season. Merry Christmas to you. We hope to see you again, guys, here real soon. Again, thank you so much.